Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel Blacktail Heaven. My name is Kevin. Today I'm going to be making a video on the revolver I like to carry into the field. Um, I've been carrying it now for about 3 seasons. I get asked a lot what caliber is a good caliber to carry for hunting, what's a good platform or gun to carry for hunting. And I always say a revolver. I'm a revolver guy when it comes down to self protection, or I just feel like they're dummy proof. They're not gonna jam on you. They're a lot more should I say less variables that could happen or go wrong. If it doesn't fire, you pull the trigger again and it'll cycle. Spin. It'll shoot. Um, and that being said, there's other options out there if you're into semi-automatics. Glock, or like a Hellcat, or what is it, a 365. Those are good options, small, or some people, Glock 26 or Glock 20. Anything in the Glocks are going to be good options. But I personally, I like revolvers. This year actually was the first time I had to use a revolver to put down a wounded animal. It was a deer. It's the first year I've had to use my revolver to do that, and so that's the 340 PD. This is what I used this year to put down the animal. I didn't get a good shot on him. He was wounded, and I had to put him out with this revolver. I carry this revolver everywhere now. I think I should make a whole video on how I carry it. I've talked about it before, Venandi holsters that goes in your bino pack. But man, I don't think there's anything out there that's could come even close to the product that they're making. For the way I like to carry my stuff, the way I have my rangefinder and all that, it just works out perfectly. I don't like having it down too low. All these firearms have already been safety checked, before I start the video. So for you safety people out there, already everything's empty. So once again, this is what I carry, 340 PD. The reason why I carry it, I stopped carrying a sidearm for a lot of years because of the weight. And I'll tell you a quick funny story. So I used to carry this here, which is a vintage. All these they're 350s. All these are 357 Magnums, except this here is a 22 Magnum. So 357 Magnum is my favorite caliber for carrying for hunting. It's very versatile. You can have different size frames and guns and capacities in the revolver family. This here is a 357. It's a vintage gun. It's like early mid 80s. It's a 19-5. It's in a K frame, which is a little bit smaller than an N frame. This is an N frame here. Very heavy. It's very accurate gun because of the weight. It's like a 3-inch barrel, so snug nose. So this is one of the first guns I ever carried. In the chest, with chest holster, underneath binoculars. Binoculars, I just had them on my neck, the neck strap. I carried this gun for a few years. I want to say around 4 to 5 years. Very heavy, and I always had it because where I hunt, I run into rattlesnakes maybe every other year. About every other year, sometimes a little bit more. This year I ran into 3 rattlesnakes out in the field. So I was carrying the gun in case I needed take out a snake or something, and carried this gun for about 3 years, and finally the opportunity one day came. Snake came out. He gave me a shot. It was right in the trail, and I was gonna shoot it. I had those pest control rounds, and my dad stopped me and yelled at me. He was like, "Are you crazy? um, you're gonna, you know, mess up the entire hunt. We just got up to the top of the mountain. You're gonna mess up the entire hunt making all that noise. It's just a little snake. And then he got a fucking he got a branch and whacked the snake a couple of times and killed it, skinned it, and we brought it down. And ever since that, I was kind of disappointed, because I'm like, man, I've been carrying this heavy, you know, this thing's probably a little bit over 2 pounds. This is a brick, man. I was carrying it for, you know, for a long time, couple of seasons, and I was waiting for the opportunity. Finally, you know, the opportunity came where I needed to use it, and it turned out I didn't need to use it. I just thought it was a funny story, and I was kind of mad, and I stopped carrying a sidearm. I stopped carrying a sidearm maybe for, you know, 5, 6 years. Didn't carry anything. Thought about carrying here and there, but didn't have anything that I really liked. Until I started I found out about this here, 340 PD, and I highlighted it's the world's lightest 357 Magnum, scandium frame, titanium cylinder, titanium barrels, sleeve. It has no hammer, which I really like that. The 360 PD is another option, same thing as this here, but with the hammer. I chose a 340 because I didn't want the hammer, because this is going to be something where, you know, fast draw situation, kind of having a knife, kind of a more of a knife kind of gun, up close kind of gun. I'm not going for accuracy or long distance or anything like that. I didn't want something where I could get caught, my hammer get caught on clothing or straps or binocular. You know, there's a lot going on in stress situation. I wanted something just come out and pull the trigger. It's only double action. And this is exactly what I was looking for. And the weight, this weighs 11.8 ounces dry. You're not gonna get anything lighter than that. I brought the 20. This is in a J frame. So this is a N frame, full size. This is a K frame in the middle, and a 686. I believe this is an N frame also. 686. I just have these two here just for reference. 686 is gonna be, you know, your go-to right here. You're gonna have it in every size, length. I mean, every length barrel. 6-shot, 7-shot, 8-shot. It's just the 686 is the Smith & Wesson Classic. You're always going to find this at a gun store. You're always, you know, you're going to find them in consignment, used. You're going to get deals on these. 686 is great, which this is kind of like the 686, but this is a vintage piece. Here's another J frame. This is a 22 Magnum. This here is weighing 11.9 ounces. It's almost the same weight as this 357, but this is in a 22 Magnum. With the hammer, kind of looks like the 360 PD. 7-shot. Let me see. Is it 7-shot? 7-shot 22 Magnum. I just brought it out here just to show you another option. 22 Magnum with the right ammo. It's a fast round. It's you know, a lot of people would say it's underpowered, but with good placement, and it's very versatile. You could even use it to maybe take out a rabbit or quail or something while you're up there, if you like to do that. That's why I brought it out, because it's a nice piece, nice revolver you could carry. Very light, like I said, and the price it's not too bad. So this is a J frame 22 Magnum. This is the 351, I believe. I have it written down. 351 PD. 686, which is gonna be your go-to classic. You know, very heavy stainless steel. They have a blued version. I forget what models the blued version are. But you're always gonna find the 686. It's a classic. So I just picked up. So since I really like this, I like what it's made for, the weight. Um, I really enjoyed it a lot. It's very nasty to shoot. Your thumb, it feels like you've been jackhammering all day, or you got hit with the hammer. It's very strong recoil because of the weight. It's not something you can take to the range and shoot a bunch of 357 out of it. 38 is okay. By the way, all these shoot 38, right? You guys know that 357. You can shoot 38. Special, not super special. Here is I like to say the big brother. I just picked this up. 327. Pug nose. No, so not a snug nose. I would say this is a snug nose. Snug nose. This is a 2-inch barrel, titanium barrel, titanium cylinder. It's 8-shot. So you get this is a 5-shot here. This is a 7-shot, which is a 686 plus. If not, it would be a 6-shot. So the 7-shot, 5-shot, and 5-shot. This here is an 8-shot. So you're getting three more rounds than these two here. 2 more rounds in the 686 plus. Pretty crazy. That's a lot of firepower. 357 Magnum. This is in a larger frame. So this is in your end frame. 23.2 ounces. Very light. Very comfortable. A little on the skinny side. Still kicks like a horse. It's not going to be as bad as the 340 PD, but still very light. So it's gonna kick. These aren't guns you're gonna want to go and shoot 300 rounds out of. Probably more enjoyable shooting 38, like I said. This would be a really cool option to carry. I would carry this, but I need to get a holster made for this this gun, since it's a way bigger frame. My holster is made for a J frame, small frame. These two would fit in my holster here, even though this is a 357, this is a 22, still J frame. Maybe in the future, or maybe my dad would carry it. I don't know. This is a pretty expensive piece. It's hard to get. It's out of the Performance Center. So it has like a very nice trigger, single action and in double action. The radius is small, the sight radius is small, but still very comfortable gun because of the size of a full-size frame. There's different grips that might make it a little bit more comfortable because it's on the skinny side, like I said. I choose the grips on this here. This had really small wood grips. It was a vintage gun, like I said, with the Hoggy grips. And it changed it night and day. Just changing the grips on this gun, it just made it way more shootable with 357. 357 has a lot of power, very fast velocities. Like I said, they have this in a 360 PD if you like the hammer and you like single action. I didn't want the hammer because this is what I carry here, and don't want it, like I already explained, snagging or any of that happening. Very durable. I've been carrying this now for 3 years. It's starting to show some wear on the finish around the trigger guard, from going in and out of the holster, but it's still holding up very well, and it's understandable. Here on the top, a little wear on the finish. The holster, it's on the tight side, but I like it. I don't like it moving around. It's very secure. I'll make a video on the holster later on. I really like what they're doing. So yeah, so like I said, there's other options. Not everybody's a revolver person, or these guns are very expensive. These two here, especially these two here, because of the materials. They're like purpose built, very extreme lightweight, not comfortable to shoot. Some people might not like that. Some people like to practice a lot, prefer something with a little bit more weight. That's why I said there's like the 686 option, or you got 22. You got the Ladysmith. I don't have no Ladysmith. I do I have actually a 38, um, but I didn't bring it out. I have other revolvers. I didn't bring them out. I prefer more. I think I only have one 38. That's just a 38. I like 357 Magnum because I can shoot 38 out of it. So I always go for 357 Magnum. I just like to have that option. You can shoot two different calibers. But there is very good options out there if you go to a 38, especially if you start shooting plus P. It's very powerful, well engineered ammo. The ammo is very good now. And you could get smaller J frames or smaller revolvers that are, because they don't need be too beefy because you're shooting. They're specifically made for 38. That there's other options out there, like the Ladysmith is a great option, and I don't know what other options there is, but there's I see some 38 sometimes that catch my attention. They're like J frames, very small, under $800. Sometimes I see them around $600. You get them used. But yeah, so those are the options of 38s that I don't have out here. But in 357 is what I recommend. So 357 Magnum. But like I said, some 38 ammo is very good, well made. But whenever people ask me what I think is a good carry gun, I'm always gonna say revolver. I like revolvers. There's just nothing, very few things that could go wrong, and they're very reliable. You don't have to worry about cleaning very much. There's not much to clean. A couple oil drops here and there, and you're pretty much good to go all the time, especially with these finishes that they come with. I'm always going to say revolver, and I'm always going to say 357 Magnum. And also because you could shoot 38 out of them. That's one of the big reasons too. If a lady or wife or whatever wants to shoot, 38 is a good option. And sometimes with these heavier guns that are made for 357, when you shoot 38 out of them, it's almost like you're shooting a 9mm. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I might make a video later on I'll make videos on all these revolvers and other revolvers I have, but on these two right here that I'm pretty excited about, the big brother and the little brother. Yeah, pretty cool guns. This is like the technology of the materials with these frames are being made out, make them so light and reliable. But that's pretty much it. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you carry into the field. Like I said, some people, you don't want to spend this money, and you don't like, these are too heavy for you, or you don't like 38, you think it's too small a caliber, you prefer like what do I say, a Hellcat or a 365 or Glock 20 10mm. Or you got your Glock 19 is also a good option. That's not too big of a gun. Glock 19. You also got your what is it? Glock 26, I believe it is, right? Those are good options too. Like I said, I like revolvers for my hunting situations, for hunting protection. Let me know what you got, what you carry, and what holster also. Benandi holsters, shout out, very great holsters out of Utah. And I'm carrying that with the Kuiu Bino harness. Cool. That's it for this video. Thank you.